Joining me now is Century Girls Soccer coach Chris Little. Coach, thanks for being with us once again.
Thanks a lot, Pat. Appreciate it.
No problem. Let's talk about how the Knights put together another county championship season in 2023. The program's 10th in 10 years. Very impressive. When did you know, Coach, this team had the potential to put together a championship caliber season?
You know, it's really interesting. This summer we worked really hard together as a team. We saw some of the new players coming in. We were looking for an opportunity to build upon what had happened the prior year, but by no stretch of imagination did we take it for granted that we would be able to repeat as a county champion.
Right.
So we were very humble as we walked into the season. So it was very humbling.
How pleased were you with the team's defensive efforts? You graduated the reigning player of the year and goalkeeper,
It's supposed to be a down year and things like that.
It wasn't, obviously. So how pleased were you with the way they started from August to late October, early November?
You know, we actually started really early with this. After our exit interviews from the prior year, we talked to one particular player, Megan Rusk, and said, hey, Megan, we're going to ask you to move out of the midfield and we're going to ask you to be a defensive center back.
Yeah, wow.
And she was apprehensive and she really took it upon herself. She worked hard in the gym. She got a speed coach and she really stepped up for us big. We had two outside backs, Jane Brewer and Sheridan Klein, who graduated, but we had Natalie Maddox there.
Yeah.
And finally with Mia Savage able to step in and really provide some solid defense. Not to mention two really good goalies. It was a good experience to go through for us, so we are excited.
How about the schedule your girls played? I know it was by design, a lot of challenging opponents. How did they approach so many difficult opponents and continue to have success the rest of the way?
You know, I'm a big believer in that if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. So when we put together our schedule this year, we said, you know, we've got really 6 quality opponents in the county. I think Carroll County soccer is fantastic, but we wanted to play the best teams in the region. So we put Mercy on our schedule. We put St. Paul's on our schedule. We knew that NDP had always been competing at the top of the, the private school league. But you add a River Hill, you add a Towson. Those teams were 5 of the 6 of those teams were ranked in the Baltimore Sun's top 10 at one point or another this season. So
it's impressive.
We want to be able to play the best to be the best.
Yeah. Let's talk about some of the Carroll County soccer for a minute. South Carroll took second in the county with a 5-1 record, and Westminster and Liberty also posted winning records in the CCAL. The Lions won their first regional title since '96 when they fell to Havre de Grace after that in overtime. They were the eventual 1A state champs. What can you say about the quality of Carroll County girls soccer in 2023?
You know, I was really impressed. I mean, we've had a couple new coaches in the county who've done a fantastic job with their programs. And when you look at Liberty, it's always a solid team. South Carroll and Andrew had a great season as well.
Right.
I think there were some really competitive battles, as you went throughout the county. I mean, Westminster, beat Liberty, I think, on their own home field. And so you know that every time you go into a county game, it's going to be competitive.
Yeah.
So it's credit to the coaches and the players.
No doubt, no doubt. Time to unveil now the finalists for the CMSportsNet Girls Soccer Player of the Year. We take a look at the screen, you'll see 3 players who helped their teams put goals into the net. All 3 had postseason success as well. So we dive a little deeper now into each selection. We go alphabetically, and we will begin with Liberty Junior Hannah DeVincent. The midfielder posted 17 goals, the top mark in the county, and she added 19 assists. DeVincent started the fall with a hat trick against Gerstel, and she finished with honorable mention All-State honors. Next is Century senior Harley Hamlet. The midfielder led the Knights with 11 goals and 27 points. That was 3rd best in Carroll County. She netted 6 goals in those county games and 15 points as well, and she scored in Century's 1-1 tie against Liberty that helped clinch the county title. And finally, we have Westminster junior Jennifer Vasquez. Another midfielder, Jen, was the anchor for an Alice that went 4-2 in county play. Vasquez totaled 5 goals and 5 assists for 15 points, and she gave Westminster a powerful foot on corner kicks and free kicks. Coach Little, your thoughts? We'll start with Liberty's Hannah DeVincent.
You know, there are very few players that I ever have to say I have to plan for. As we go into a match with a team, Hannah is certainly at the top of that list. You know, what she does for her team, whether she is, sliding back into the midfield, whether she's up top trying to score, you always have to know where she is. So if there's a player that really deserves this honor and recognition, it's certainly Hannah, because she is a fantastic all-around player.
Yeah.
Those 19 assists, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, definitely. Another impressive one, your own, Harley Hamlet. I mean, you've seen her for a long time. You talk a little bit about her.
You know, I'm biased here. I really appreciate the way Harley comes to every game to work hard and a grinder. She's had some really fantastic goal opportunities, but she has been a leader this year. She was our captain.
Right.
She's made the team around her better. A couple headers that have been really fun to watch this year, but there's no one that works as hard as Harley on our team to bring everyone up to the level she wants to be.
You mentioned Westminster and Jennifer Vasquez, another player that everyone had to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
How'd you see her play this year?
You know, Jen is somebody that I remember when she played with Coach Danny at, the Freedom Explosion soccer team in the youth world. And I always just remembered her because I was reffing those games going, oh my gosh, who's this player? Oh no, she's at Westminster. We have to deal with her now. I really have a lot of respect for her and what she does for her team. She's, again, a hard worker, and everything goes through her. So, Pat, you picked really 3 really good players.
And there's plenty more than that. Like you said, there's not only 3. Those are the 3 we came up with. Coach Chris Little, thanks for spending some time with us on the Fall Sports Wrap-Up Show. Want more local sports coverage? Be sure to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel.